Well, I thought I'd show you these two big planters that we've just done in white earthenware clay. Now, these were designed to be for indoor use, hence they've been glazed all the way around. They're hand built, and they've been fired in the 4 cubic foot top loader that we use quite a lot because basically I quite favour these smaller kilns. We do cycle them quite a lot, but you can get quite a bit of stock in them, but without having to slave for days in order to fill a glaze firing. You really are a slave to those very large kilns that a lot of potters favour, and I used to like things that were on a grand scale, but actually now really rather deal with these smaller ones. So we got 2 cubes. This is the other one here, and this is a front loader, and I've just started to load this, and it has tiles in it, and we've got quite a number of shells for this kiln, so it's reliable, fires evenly, and I don't know what that's doing in it. And it doesn't take more than a day to glaze and load that one. I can do it in less than a day, really, but you can get quite a few tiles in it, and so it's great. When we got commissions, we don't have to fire. We haven't got a lot of space really to display stock, so we don't make a huge amount in reserve. We prefer doing them to commission. These articles, fortunately, were not for commission. They were more of an experiment. Now, we do quite a few garden pots, mostly in terracotta, but my wife has been doing a lot of this sort of sgraffito work. And this is a biscuit. This is the 2 big planters. This one is biscuit ware, and it's been painted with a black slip, and the decoration is a sgraffito. So quite a lot of work has gone into this. I mean, look at the detail on the cabbage and the other flowers and plants, for instance. I mean, there's a hell of a lot of work in these, and this one's been glazed. Well, the good news is the the glaze come out really well, and but we already know about that. The bad news is they've both broken, and in spite of all the care we've taken with drying programs and firing cycles that we've used many times before, both of these planters have broken. This one broke in the bisque, and I'm going to show you that. You can see, hopefully where my finger is, you can see that crack. If I turn it around, you can see the crack extending down there. Now that crack's gone all the way through it. It basically is nothing you can do about cracks in pottery. I mean, I think you can find people who think they have a solution to it, but believe me that if it's cracked, that's it. It's had it, and that's a terrible shame because, of course, decorated on both sides. And also Charlotte made these, and they've been beautifully made, and they're really nice. We use an extruder to do these mouldings at the top and the bottom, and Charlotte uses a slab roller to make the sides, and so they're all of an even thickness. So I don't know really, can't really work out why they're cracking, but I want to show you this because this will show you something you may not know. And here's a crack. Now, believe me, I mean, this is completely broken. Okay, that is broken all the way around it, and at one end of it there are two big cracks. So if you follow that one down there across the bottom, or turn it around so you can see the other end, goes right up through there. And this one at this end here, we've got this crack running down here to the foot, and then from the other end up there. Now, what we need to know is when did it crack, and also why did it crack. So what I can see here with my thumb is that's quite smooth. So actually, I'll see if I can zoom in on it a bit and show it to you any more clearly. You can't see it a lot more clearly, but that is not a sharp edge. The glaze is sort of got a bit of a rounded profile on both halves of that crack, and what that means is it cracked and then the glaze matured, then the glaze melted, and that means that it cracked on the way up through the firing cycle rather than on the way down. These cracks on the inside are sharper, but down here in the bottom it's the same thing again. You know, I can put my thumb on that and I can feel that that's quite smooth there, and here it's smooth. Up here you can see it's very sharp. See if I can get it to focus on that. That's quite sharp, and you could cut yourself on that. So that would suggest that that happened on the way down, and I think that it cracked both on the way up and on the way down. But on the way down it probably cracked because it had already cracked on the way up, if you see what I mean. But we do need to know that, because on this one here it didn't go all the way through. It stops about here. Shame, isn't it? Anyway, there's nothing we can do to this one. This one is toast, and that's just the way that it is. Now, what lessons we can learn from this? Well, I think what we're going to learn from this is that this clay is not really suitable for large articles. We use it primarily for tiles, and it's a very smooth body, and it's not an open body, and when you're making big stuff, really you need something with a fair bit of grog in it. It opens the body and makes it a little bit more resilient to thermal shock, and this clay's not really answering either of those two descriptions, and therefore I think we've done this in the wrong clay. Now, if we want to make decorated planters like this, how are we going to do it? What clay are we going to choose? How are we going to do it? Well, let's have a look at, just briefly, at the other planters that we make here, and see if we can get some sort of clue from that. Now, if I turn around on this rack here, here are a couple of the planters that, well, we got three of them there. Let's just take this one and put it out here. Now, that one, all terracotta, it hasn't been glazed, and as with all our terracotta pots, we fire those up to 1060. This one, it has gone up to 1100. That's not, I don't think that's significant. Doesn't matter, because we fire all our glazed earthenware at 1100, whether it's terracotta or white earthenware. Now this one isn't glazed, so we did the biscuit firing at 1000 degrees is a bit low for outdoor terracotta ware. So we crank that up another 60 degrees and fire that one time at 1060. Got a nice warm colour, and so far we've had very little trouble with this terracotta ware. And we put a couple of drainage holes in this to help it drain out. And again, we use exactly the same extrusions on the top and on the bottom. I've taken these feet almost all the way around, but not quite. We don't have any cracks on this. There's quite a lot of scribber, liquid clay, heavy slip, if you like, to join these extrusions on. The extrusions are made in such a way that they make for a very good joint between the sides and the bottom. These sides are actually extruded from the big pug mill, and then we press one of our lino tile prints into it to give us that decoration on it. There's a fox on one side and a hare on the other side. They're quite big, heavy-duty things. Now, if we want to paint the fox, we can do that. You know, there's no reason why we can't decorate this, but if we do decorate and glaze it, we're going to have to fire it at 40 degrees higher. We'll have to take this up to its glaze temperature. And what we'll have to do first of all is we'll have to put a slip on it. Now, occasionally we have trouble slipping terracotta pots. We have to be a little bit careful with it. We have to do it at pretty much the right stage of hardness in the raw ware. So I'll just show you a couple of the things that we would slip and decorate, and that would in particular be tiles like this. So let's take for instance, this is a very popular Wren tile, and that is terracotta, and it's got a blue slip on it there. Now, slip is ball clay mixed with a colourant or not. For instance, this one here, this is not the white earthenware, this is terracotta, okay? And that has High Class 71 slip on it with a bit of zirconium silicate to make it opaque. You could use tin oxide instead. It costs a lot more, but it's kind of nice, particularly if you're using oxides with it, because the oxides tend to bleed into the tin quite nicely. I like that effect. And that's another terracotta one. So all these up on this shelf here, these are all terracotta, and they've all been slipped. That's got a light grey slip on it. This a mid blue. There's a white slip. Again, the grey blue slip. We use that quite a lot. You can see that in quite a few of these. White slip, and down here in the smaller tiles, these are also terracotta. So this little wren here, and the mushroom behind it, they're all terracotta tiles. They've all been slipped. White slip, blue slip, a sort of lighter blue slip, a very dark slip, and we can use slip on the earthenware as well. I don't know if you saw the last video I did on slipping pots, and there's one out there. If you check out our channel, you'll find one there. And so we use slips. These slips on the white earthenware, and we haven't got a lot of terracotta ware in the shop now. There's a candle holder that's been slipped and then decorated. That's in terracotta. There's a big storage canister in terracotta that's been slipped, and you know, so I mean, we do slip flower pots, and we got a couple here on the same rack. So here's a small flower pot that's been slipped. Show it to you in the daylight, and it's only a little one, but it's terracotta, and we don't, because it's a flower pot, we haven't glazed it on the inside, we've only glazed it on the outside. So we can do that. It's an option, and that's what we would have to do to this planter here. So if we're going to make pots like this, if we were going to do that, well, we're never going to get this sgraffito quite to the same level, because the beauty of this white clay is it just shows that sgraffito decoration beautifully. But, you know, a lot of stuff in pottery is about compromise. We could put a white slip on this, but if we scratch through it, we're scratching through into the red terracotta body, which we have done before, but it's not really as effective as that is. So, I don't know, guys, what do you think? You know, we're going to have trouble doing this unless we look around for a different white earthenware clay body that can withstand the thermal shock of a firing cycle when it's been converted into quite a large article as this has. Tell us what you think.